The scene is set just outside, and probably down the road a bit, of the Looking Glass Cabaret. Juan Carlos is just getting there, and got contacted by Mortimer on cell, and he
Actually, I
told.
almost forgot. Need
Okay.
to roll for nightmares first.
Oh, go ahead. Um, as he gets a.
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, you're good. How
Yeah.
many? Oh, okay.
Two.
Mine came up before you. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Crazy.
2 successes.
Yeah, two successes. I'm
You're
good.
good. Nightmares is fun. Anyway, Juan is at the corner as he gets the message and texts Mortimer back to meet him at the Looking Glass. And he kind of looks around to make sure there's no kind and just quickens his pace a bit and gets inside the door. The Looking Glass, even though it's pretty late, we'll say it's about three, three at night. As all the today's events occurred before this scene, he waits and waits patiently as he takes another fine Stanhope brew to his lips, and the scene begins.
Right. It takes about a half an hour for Mortimer to get to the Looking Glass, since he does not want to expend blood points, since he is starting to get low again and will need to feed soon. So as he walks into the room, he sees Juan Carlos. Where exactly would he be sitting?
Pretty much near the front entrance. There's a couple of kind. Very late, like last call type bar people. Even though this is a cabaret, but there are a couple of bar people, and he's just sitting there by himself, kind of looking at the. Calliope, I hope you don't get mad at me as I take over your club. And there's probably some jazz players playing something nice and soothing this Wednesday evening. And he's just listening, enjoying, as he doesn't notice you walking in.
Well, in that case, he will announce himself, because the last thing you want to do is startle a fine swordsman like Juan Carlos. As he goes, Juan, good evening, my good sir.
He puts a sword up to your neck. No, I'm kidding. Roll initiative. He looks at you. Hola, Mortimer. ¿Qué onda, amigo? And he gets up from his chair and goes to give you a handshake and like a back.
Yep, Mortimer will turn to gesture with a smile and say, "It's good to see you. Thank you for meeting me here."
Oh, por nada. ¿Qué necesitaba? What did you need?
Oh, I actually came to talk to you about a sort of proposal that's been going around right now. I heard about it through the Harpies, and you're one of the first people that I thought to. But enough about that. As he looks around and notices the kind who is still mulling about and says, "Would you care to talk business somewhere more private?"
Oh, he looks around. Por supuesto, as they make their way slowly but surely up the steps and into the privater areas of the cabaret. Sorry. As he sits down, are you all right? What is it?
Oh, I am fine.
What
I've
did the
been
harpies say?
hearing. Oh, there's word right now that the sheriff, Teresius Cole, is looking for hounds, and that I do believe that he's currently looking for recruits.
Ah, muy bien. I spoke to Sheriff Cole. I told him that I will get back to him when I'm able to. How do you, ¿Cómo se dice? Word escapes me.
I
How I can
understand.
impress him, or prove. There we go. Prove myself. Wow, I am at loss for words tonight. How I can prove
No
myself to
worries.
him.
Well, You are ahead of me, then, my dear friend.
No,
Ah,
no, it's
this is
most
not as
excellent that you
exciting
tell
news
me.
as I had thought then. It seems that you are far on your way to becoming a noble hound representing our clan. My
Uh,
apologies. Do you have his information, though?
yes, and let's hope your words speak truth. I do hope to obtain this position sooner rather than later, for our clan needs some better standing. As he lifts up his glass.
Oh, well, this sort of takes the wind out of my sails as he taps the table, sort of embarrassingly.
Have you spoken to Primogene Crawley lately?
Actually, no. It's been a while since I talked to Mr. Crowley. Do you know what
Uh,
he's been up to as of late?
no, no. I've been trying to seek him out, but it's only been a day. I hope to see him soon.
Hmm.
Uh,
He does keep to himself a lot. Hmm. I do
them
need to.
books.
Oh, yes. I do really need to talk to him more regularly, though, especially now that I am the harpy for our noble clan.
And what have you heard, Harpy? As
Hmm.
he looks interested.
Well, a very interesting bit of news happened at our Elysium. It seems that I got too caught up in the festivities to notice, but apparently there is a huge political change in the works. It seems that Clan Giovanni has officially separated itself from the Camarilla in the city, and it seems that we are to now give them the cold shoulder, as it were, not openly uh, hinder them, as he will put in quotation marks, but of course not do anything to aid in any of their endeavors. It seems that their representative made quite the impression on our prince, and it was not a good one.
Órale, qué pena. How sad. I uh, I was quite liking ¿cómo se llama? John St. John. Very big man.
Hmm.
He seemed pretty kind.
I have actually yet to meet any of Clan Giovanni, so I suppose I will not be remiss for their alienation. But still, they were an asset.
Were they? How many of them are there?
Oh, quite a few from what I've heard. They seem to have a lot of fingers and a lot of pies, but then again, they were never a part of the Camarilla, so you could only take their assistance with a grain of salt, as it was.
No, he takes a sip of Stan's finest brew, and
Hmm, where did
he
he get that? I always forget where Miss Calliope keeps her stash.
oh, you asked one of the beautiful waitresses, the ones in the know,
Ah, I see then.
or the
I might.
gentleman in the know, I should say.
Hmm,
Yeah, there's
I,
two gents in the know, and like the rest of the ladies that look like they're staff working, are going to be herd members. So
excellent then. In that case, Mortimer will make a mental note to pick up a bit, since he has not had his nightly drink.
Uh, but yes, that is disturbing, sad, and whatever it is that we need to do for the Camarilla. But
Hmm.
sad and disturbing nonetheless. I was quite liking him. Um, you said that they have a lot of businesses. Do you know exactly which ones yet, or
I am
because we
afraid
shouldn't let them keep them, right?
hmm, I believe the word around is right now is that we can't do anything to, shall we say, remove those businesses, but there has been a lot of talk amongst the Harpies of taking countermeasures, trying to basically get the Camarilla with as many hands into even more pies than Clan Giovanni. Something about a charter, the charter that put the Giovanni and the Camarilla on neutral terms with each other. I believe it was called the Treaty of Vienna, if I'm not mistaken, although I might be.
Treaties. You're starting to sound like a history class.
Hmm,
Uh,
I do
uh,
believe I am.
too bad. I'm not good with dates. Although if we can't take them away, what are we supposed to do? They will still have control, wouldn't they?
Not entirely sure. I know the current Master of Harpies has many plans. He seems he seems to be very interested in ways to get the Giovanni's goat at the moment.
Who is your master?
Ah, Mr. Brehan of the clan Ventru.
So he, okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. A bit more though. Maybe, do you think our fair prince preemptively thought this then, since he's putting up all these coteries to gather businesses?
Perhaps he did. Now that
That
you put
shows
it
his
like
wisdom then, as he quickly responds to you.
that. But always better to prepare.
Yes,
What
yes.
I'm curious is, I feel, and this is just my personal opinion, that this is more a reaction to the potential treaty and alliance between the Camarilla and the Anarchs. I feel that the Giovanni might feel threatened that the fact that the Anarchs and the Camarilla will no longer have this infuriating rivalry that the city has been known for. If both factions are able to work truly as they're supposed to for the Camarilla in upholding the Masquerade, then we may be able to discover more about what the Giovanni were up to, and that is probably why they feel intimidated by it.
Those are wise words, Mortimer. Are they your
It's
own?
well, it's actually more of a hunch. I guess I've been writing stories too long that it seems like the proper motivation for why a character would do something. The word, I suppose, is it writes itself almost.
Well, interesting perspective,
Yeah,
Senor
but
Mortimer.
do not take it to heart, my friend, as he'll pat your shoulder. It is just my perspective and nothing more. We will know more as information comes down the grapevine.
Por supuesto. Here, and let me get you something. As he calls one of the waitresses over, with the stanzhopes. And she understands, obviously, as he's not trying to be coy or anything with her. He's pretty serious and wants to hear more.
Well, thank
She
you.
comes back. No, no problem. As she comes back a couple minutes later and drops one of the fine beverages onto your table, your side of the table.
Excellent. Thank you. As he will drink heartily. You know what I'm really interested in, my dear friend? Is all this talk about the Giovanni's ability to communicate with the dead. I've heard the rumors.
Oh, I've not heard of such things. Although talking with the dead, that's not impossible, I suppose.
Any more impossible than our current state of being, I would imagine. As he sort of
Exactly.
lifts the glass of VTMYTE up before taking a drink. But
Yes, exactly.
one of my fellow harpies was very concerned with the idea that they might be able to send one of those ghoulies and ghosties after him as some sort of haunting. Now that would be a real concern. It almost sounds like something along the lines of Tremere sorcery. But then again, that's the thing about wizards, isn't it? They always keep to themselves. Most of the stuff you hear about them is just hearsay.
Yes, it's best to not speak of their ways. They may hear you. They might be here right now and we may not know. Then again, a
Ooh.
Nosferatu may be here and we may not know.
You know, I made
Yes.
that joke once. But strangely, it is true. Gosh, the Nosferatu have interesting talents, he'll say, with this stress on the word talents.
Yes, my new coterie member showed me firsthand what he can do. I am blessed that I was of the rose and not of the sewer.
Huh, you don't say. You're in a coterie too, my friend.
Oh yes, lots were put into coteries thanks to Principe.
Ah, well then it seems that you and I are competitors, he'll say, with a smile.
Oh no, no competitors. That would mean that you were competition. You are not competition. As he laughs.
uh, but you know, a little competition amongst family never hurt anyone, did it?
Oh, of course not. I expect nothing but the best from any uh, Toreador that is put in a coterie. You better show that the rose is powerful, and that is not a jest. I expect nothing but the best competition from my family.
Hmm. Well then I shall not disappoint.
Yes, you better not. He kind of laughs it off after his little serious episode. And have you seen Miss Calliope at all? You think she'd be here?
Yeah, you'd think she would. Where is she tonight?
I don't know. She's as elusive as Crawley.
Hmm.
I
uh,
hope she's not picking up some gentleman off at a club. That would be terrible.
hmm. Well, she is, from what I've seen, quite the wild rose, if it were.
You know stories of her.
Oh, yes. I was once part of a story involving her. It was one of the first nights I was here. It was a story, very multifaceted one.
Go on. As
No,
he's
no, 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 no.
listening.
This is a tale for another night, my friend.
Oh, is it?
hmm Yes, we. Hmm. I feel like she would do better justice to tell the story herself. I would not want to rob her of the pleasure.
uh, just as well then. We will see if hopefully they hopefully they show up. Um, Anywho,
Hmm.
speaking of showing up, you did stay away from Senor Gleason's gym, correct?
Oh yes, I am currently staying at a motel in the red light district. I believe they're calling it New Amsterdam now.
Uh, yeah, I don't keep up with names, but
Hmm.
I'll try to. Interesting. Why do you choose to stay at the whore alley?
Well, I was staying in Gleason's gym, remember, my good friend, so Whore Alley has become sort of the most familiar part of town for me at the moment. But that's quickly changing now that I've become quite the busy bee as of late.
Good. Keep busy. Try to stay out of there. That is not a good place, I hear.
Hmm.
Especially since the STD epidemic.
Oh, yes. Did you ever hear exactly who was the plague bearer?
Oh, hey. He kind of like, just as I did, shook his shoulders and a mí me dicen que era potty. The, at least that's what they say.
That's what I've heard around, too.
I cut off his head. Prince is happy.
Oh,
We
this
are
is new.
new. Oh yes, you were not at the Elysium.
No, I was not, says
I guess the
Mortimer.
harpies. What?
Oh, it says Mortimer. He actually did know before that you were the executioner. He just sort of wanted you to retell the tale from your perspective.
Ah, okay. Well, he didn't hear you. He didn't. He doesn't know. You don't know.
Oh yeah.
But yes, I did it for the Camarilla, of course. This is a story you should be telling all the harpies.
Hmm. Excellent. In that case, let me get up my notepad.
uh, Juan, myself. did justice by getting rid of el señor Potty, que era el plague bearer. I didn't do so, may I remind you, to snuff the Nosferatu in any way. It is more of a testament for what the prince is capable of. But again, I do not take all the credit, and I am happy I was able to serve the Camarilla so how do you say, so quickly. Yes, quickly. So quickly that as soon as I came here, I was able to represent the Clan of the Rose and represent what I stand for in the Camarilla.
Well, I'll say you certainly made quite the impression.
Yes. Unfortunately, though, and this is nothing you have to say, it seems to me that at least from the only two Nosferatu I've met, Senor Stitches, they tell me he may not be too happy. Although he was very kind to me when I went to his place for the actual suit measurements. He seemed pretty happy. So I do not know why they say this.
I'll say I did manage to speak with the Harpy for Clan Nosferatu, and while I knew that they were very... The general tone with the Nosferatus there upset with the executioner of Mr. Putty, I had no idea that it was you. He lies very cleverly.
Please roll
like
me.
roll
Yes, manipulation subterfuge.
Yeah, he can't keep this up all the time.
It was a little white fib that before, that's why I didn't have you roll. So.
Oh yeah.
But this is a straight up lie.
This is manipulation plus subterfuge?
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be 5 then.
Did you get any?
No. Unless the difficulty was 6. Oh, I got a 6? Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, then 1 success. I thought it was 7.
Roll perception and, I guess empathy, right? Or, yeah, it's empathy. Oh shit, I don't remember what my empathy was. Hold on, let me pull up my character sheet.
Oh, it's all good.
Should only take a second. I should probably just favorite it from now on. Oh, I'm on the second page now. Psh, stupid.
It happens.
See. And, okay, so yep, I was right in. Should have rolled it anyway. Here we go. Perception, empathy. 1 success. You're a defender, you win.
Alright, so you might have noticed with 1 more success his eyes might have darted away, not looking at you exactly for a brief moment.
Gotcha.
And then he just continues on with a smile.
Juan Carlos kind of raises an eyebrow, but just continues on listening, as he did not catch you.
I'll be sure to make it known to all the Harpies, and especially to the Harpy of Clan Nosferatu, that you are doing your duty to the Camarilla and trying to show honor and nobility for the Clan of the Rose.
Oh, as I said, please, you do not have to say anything such. I've spoken with him, and I hope he understands. I do not wish to repeat said things.
Then I shall not. But I will make it known to all of the Harpies, regardless, that you are a true and loyal member of the Camarilla. And I'm certain that you will make a fine hound and bring great honor to the Clan of the Rose.
Honor to us all, as he lifts his drink and taps it against yours, if you lift it.
And I will lift it.
Okay.
As Mortimer will drink it and say, I just hope I will be able to bring such honor too.
Yes.
Nobody sings songs for Harpies, after all.
Not too often, not too often. You are all liars.
That we all are. As will go off in his pocket. So we'll finish the last drops of his VTMYTE, put it down, and bring it out, and then sort of raise an eyebrow and go, "Speak of the devil. Looks like I finally got a text message back from our primogen."
He likes you more than me then. He smiles.
Would you like to go with me to the Black Dog bookstore?
Oh, of course. Is he over there now?
Yes, he is.
Oh, good, good. He gets up from his chair. Off we go.
Sure, I'll pay for a cab this time.
Muy bien. I do not have a car. As they both, I guess, wander off into the street and hail a taxi. Probably takes a moment since it is pretty late. And they go off.
All right.
Out of character, Calliope, Crawley, do you want to have your own little moment? Or?
We get there and we be chilling.
Yep, Jacob is just, Jacob will invite Calliope to take her pick of where she wants to lay. She can lounge out on the chairs, she can go upstairs where there's still bedrooms laid out, and a couch in his office, you know, if couches are her thing, and wherever she chooses to relax, they'll be there flipping through books and shooting the breeze. Now that they've had their drink, he'll actually sit down and ask her what happened in her lovely night.
I'm not dead, but I don't know where High Call is.
So, was he on your side or was he brainwashed?
I still don't know. We got down into the basement and there was a big stone wall with some scimitar-looking axes on it. Just it felt like it might have been Aztec or Inca or something old. Like, I touched it and there was all those old civilization feelings, but it could have just been whoever made it just being mentally screwed up. But I mean, that's what I spirit touched out of it. And then the ghosts started coming. And when the ghosts started coming, we turned around. The Bruja Primitive and I turned around to fight them, and I called vanished through the stone wall. So where he is at this point, I don't know. But we killed off quite a few cultists. Unfortunately, at that point, they were in what I think was the Oculus room. They went there to die, but they came after us first. It was kind of a matter of kill them and survive and escape, or leave and they kill themselves anyway. There was no talking them down at this point. There was no dominating them out. There was no exuding them with presence. They were so hell-bent on what they had to do.
Wow. A true cult?
There was also one other thing in there that you may want to check. If you have any other historical or archaeological sources that might be able to compare this work of art.
Alright, I can.
She starts to describe a tapestry that she had seen in that particular room.
Take a few to start taking notes.
Yeah, it was a mural on the wall in the room that looked very much like the Oculus. What would have been similar from the dreams. The room was round. This was a mural just painted onto the wall. The image depicts a battle. There were 7 warriors that all had the the fall axes, which are those kind of semi-curved, sword axe-looking things, which actually are the ones that the cultists were carrying and whirling around at us before they came to kill us. Standing behind the 7 warriors on this mural was a stairway, and the stairway had a slim woman, a silhouetted soldier standing before them, so the woman and the soldier. The woman looked like she was shooting flames and fire from her hands, like a war wizard. And she's out battling the 7 warriors that happen to have the axes. And as she's shooting the fire out with them, she battles them, and the silhouetted soldier, who you really can't see, it's just all painted in black, is wrestling over top of those 7 figures. This all took place in the room where we were able to depict that mural with the firelight from the candles and the light from the cell phones in their flash cameras. But within that room, there was just a small, thin, continuous red line that traveled from where the battle depiction was downwards to a door with a smiling red circle above it.
And this is all on the same mural?
That's all on the same mural. That's all in the same circular room. I'm fairly confident that it has to do with the blood moon that's, today. But I got myself out of there before I was Methuselah Chow. I don't know what happened by then. I ran out with celerity. I think that's it. Like, I don't know if she is, because every time we go in there it says she needs to feed, she needs to be fed. I don't know if she's the one with the fire or what, if she has her 7 warriors dead already, if the shadows have consumed them all, and whether or not their blood has fed her. But when I killed them, well, one seemed happy about it, the other seemed disappointed that I wasn't her. And they all came charging at us with swords in hand, and there was really no good recourse to talk them down or get them out, And they were all mortal, too. That was the other thing. None of these were of the blood. At this point, I thought she was just feeding on kindred.
Maybe that's what she needed to get things starting off with, or maybe it was the blood of her own kind. Maybe they even were just using it to strengthen that network that the others mentioned, that telepathic bond all Markavians have to try to reach her while she was in her sleep. It's the sort of thing that I would have to ask Haikal, because, well, all the Malkavians we used to know have ran off for the city or been slain for being anti-tribute.
Yeah,
So.
well, Haikal's down in there somehow. Good luck, Haikal. I wasn't about to die.
No, there's no reason to sacrifice yourself for him.
There was nothing else that I could do by myself against God knows what.
And why did you have to carry out the Bruja Primogen again? You said something about the Bruja Primogen, Devon.
I don't think she actually mentioned carrying them out, but she did mention that they went down in there and they were fighting together.
Oh, okay. Okay, then change that. He just asked how did Devon come out, because he would be somewhat concerned about Devon since she didn't mention him at all.
Yes, we were fighting the set of them. We took the set down. He still had one left on him, but he's a big dude, so I thought he was okay. I just ran faster than he did.
They ran faster than he did?
I'm pretty quick. He's stronger. I booked the hell out of there. As soon as they started getting back up, it almost looked like zombies. It was not good. I don't care if that nurse worker that was in there saw me running out like a bat out of hell. Everyone in there's bat fucking shit crazy.
Jacob is going to roll perception on you for that one to see if Calliope was fibbing. He believes that she would want to do that, but the going as far as not saying she's saying she didn't care if the nurse saw her bolting out of there. Now he's wondering. Oh. So, perception, empathy. That's only 6 dice, not 7 dice. I don't have that 4th dot yet. Can I get a success in here? Maybe, possibly. Let's see what I have.
No!
I have 1, 2.
She's not lying that she didn't care about bolting the fuck out of there with nurse or orderlies or anyone seeing her. That she's not lying about at all.
Jacob is going to lean back and sigh. Scared you that much being down there, huh?
Just, there was no one left. When we walked in and I touched the objects that were in that room, I mean, the room that was above the staircase was where they would change people and force others to watch. And then I only can assume that they led them downstairs to be sacrificed like lambs to the slaughter. Whatever it is behind that stone wall, that's bigger than I can deal with.
That's bigger than most of us can deal with. That was why we didn't much want to go down there and have to deal with it in that sort of fashion. So, we should probably give the Primogen back that stake, seeing as how you did have a chance to use it.
No, Devin's got it, so if he wants to text him, I don't think I have his number.
Alright. Let me see if I can get a reply out of him. And Jacob will pick up Devin's number, or his phone rather, punch in Devin's number, text.
It's
And
not.
actually he'll call it.
It'll ring, like, you know, the typical where it rings like 3 or 4 times and then goes to voicemail. It doesn't like go to voicemail instantly, like, you know.
If his phone was off.
Yeah, if his phone was off, because it's still within a day. And if he's just sitting there with a phone battery, like, it's gonna hold up. So.
Yep. Devin, I see I caught you at a time when you're busy. When you have a minute, I'd like to return what we borrowed, since I'm told that you all didn't much have a need for it that night. And he'll close the phone, sigh, and lean back.
I look at it and say, you and Nazira had more information about archaeological artifacts and things that might have been cave paintings and murals and such. When I touched that stone wall, it felt, I don't know if it was right, but I felt Aztec, Inca, Mayan, something old like that. Whether or not that's just the belief that the people who last touched it held, or whether it has anything to do with anything, but that might be a place to start with the battle mural. Sacrificing blood rituals to the Mayan gods to preserve various things. Maybe all of those had some semblance of truth in them. Maybe it wasn't to the Mayan gods. Maybe it was through a pyramid to an elder vampire. And she looks like she just was like walking through stuff and like might have come to a conclusion on her own, but now she's feeling like, no, that's too Giorgio from Ancient Aliens. That can't be true.
It's certainly possible. If one of us could take advantage of the worship of the time to feed ourselves, there's no reason why we wouldn't. I mean, after all, the masquerade is a new concept. We didn't always hide. Well, not with the same zeal as we do now.
She looks still like she's kind of just upset about the dreams and having, been in this creepy freaking basement by herself, like fighting off monsters and shit, and like weird, creepy cultist guys in robes with spinny swords. And just looks and says, "Well, it's late. I'm full. Back."
And like that, you hear the little bell to the store come on when ring ring or ching ching. I don't know. Whatever you have to indicate that people are walking into the store.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
There you go.
Ring, bang, ring.
Yes.
Ding dong.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Okay.
And Calliope speaks. Jacob blinks, and he'll get up, walk over to the computer, tap on the screen briefly, and bring up the image. And he will see those downstairs. Well, you have a wonderful evening, Calliope. Our two fellows are downstairs.
She will walk downstairs and pass by the other two. I guess did they get buzzed in?
Yeah, they got busted.
Pass by the other two and just kind of looks like, I mean, she's got a little bit of a glow about her, but she looks like she's been up all night.
Senora Tavalaris. He bows slightly towards you. You look so tired.
It's been a long haul inside the asylum, and it's not over yet.
Wait, you've been inside the asylum?
Why would you do such a thing?
What happened? Are you alright?
Well, I don't know where Haikal is now. He walked through a stone wall and left the Bruja Primogen and I to fight off waves and waves of cultists, and then I shot down what was taking me out and ran out of there.
Devin was with you? What happened? Was there anyone else in there?
At that point, no. It was just the three of us. The party grew slim.
What? There was only 3 of you, but I'm so sorry.
Which is why once Haikal vanished through a wall that had these axes on it, that I realized I was in over my head and way above my pay grade. We fought down the waves of cultists that were going into that room, and unfortunately, I think this is it. I think today is it. These cultists came at us with spinning phalanx sword scimitar looking things, and they just were charging us, and they were ready to kill, and there was no talking them down, there was no dominating them out. Their force of will to sacrifice themselves was so strong that it was either kill them and live, or try to escape and they kill themselves anyway.
Well, at that point he was almost becoming fascinated by this almost Indiana Jones-esque tale of fighting cultists in this underground temple wielding swords, but as soon as you said that tonight might be the night, it sort of snaps him out of his fantasies. Like, what? The thing? It's going to awaken?
When they went down, other than one who was really upset that I wasn't her and that I killed her and drained part of her, the other ones all, no matter, even if they were dying, even after they came up out of berserker rage, they were smiling and happy that they were dying. And unfortunately, in the heat of the battle, taking things down, after looking, their blood started dripping through small channels, the floor not being completely straight. This room, mind you, was absolutely pitch black other than 2 cell phone lights. So it was only after that and using my auspex to be able to even see well enough in near pitch darkness to shoot them and take them down and eliminate the threat before it got to us. I don't think there was anything else we could have done to stop them, but on the bright side, they were mortal. They were not kindred. We were under the assumption that this Methuselah was feeding off of kindred, and these were... Oh, and Dr. Morins is dead. That's what High Call said.
Juan not understanding most of it because he was not aware of the situation completely at the asylum, kind of just puts himself to doing the Catholic duty of Adios Mio and goes to give Miss Calliope a hug, like as if, oh, I'm sorry you went through this.
Mortimer is noticeably terrified at this revelations as he just says, but that doesn't make any sense. This was Mogan's plan all along. There's no reason.
I believe when we walked in, High Call told us then. I don't know if he sensed it when he walked in or if he knew all along. That, I don't know. But as soon as we walked in and Jacob wasn't there, he said, Mogan's is dead. He was the last.
You think he'd betray us?
I don't know. He seemed to only be invested in his clanmates and very, very actively just searching for where this elder is the whole entire time with a drive of purpose. At that point I was like, okay, we're gonna follow you. You know what the hell you're doing.
I've got to warn the Harpies. We need to tell the prince. We need to begin a plan to evacuate the city. If that thing is going to awaken, then who knows how much destruction it'll unleash.
Here's the other thing I think it might be linked to. There was a mural on the wall that involved 7 warriors with their axis scimitar things that we had seen those cultists fighting with. It was fighting a slim woman who was shooting fire out of her hands at those warriors and fighting them, and she also had a shadow warrior at her side as well that was going after those 7. And they were congregating. There was a line with blood going to a red circle that was smiling, so it looked like a blood moon to me. And guess what today is?
Okay.
The night of the blood moon?
Yeah, technically it was this morning.
Oh,
What?
crap.
What?
This morning, East Coast time, about 5:30 to 6:30. You could see the lunar eclipse from almost all of North America.
Aye.
Right, I have a question. If I was to make an occult roll to try and recognize any of these symbols, would you know or be able to reveal any of the information, or is this something I'd have to do later?
Later, because I, in character and out of character, don't know shit about the
All right, then.
Kali Luna plot.
Okay, then.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. So Mortimer will still just be sort of dumbstruck at this as he gets out his phone and starts frantically sending out text messages to the other harpies.
Obviously, Juan would have let go a while ago. Stay safe, Calliope. Don't go there again. Don't go there again.
I'm not going by myself because this is bigger than I am. I'd just be Methuselah Chow.
He kind of snickers a bit, but if a Methuselah if this is true, no one should be going there. If this High Call, I believe I know him. if he betrayed us, he will pay. But this is not worth dying over.
That's why I ran. And she will go to make her way out the door.
Juan's still kind of shocked at the revelations, but looks at Mortimer to see if he's okay, because obviously he was more detailed about it than he was.
Right now, he's still just texting hurriedly.
Then I grab you by the arm as I lead you down the hallway to see if Carly is all right. Kind of not yelling, but like very frantically, Senor Carly. Senor Carly, Jacob, Senor, as he gets to the room where he's at and sees him laying there. Senor, ¿está bien?
Sorry about that.
Ay, Dios mío. Are you alright?
Yeah.
Wait, is that out of character or in character? I literally
No, that was out of character.
Oh shit! I thought you were literally like laid there. Like what the fuck? Oh. Okay. Cool.
No, sorry. That was an out of character moment.
Oh. Estás bien?
Now that Calliope has exited, Jacob is going to come downstairs to the two that are discussing down below. He'll come down the stairs, not particularly noisily, just sort of drifts on down to the lower level, and he'll call out to the two with a good evening, gentlemen. He had been over there listening to the conversation silently as you all had made your way out, but he doesn't have much to comment on.
Senor, are you worried about what we just heard?
Worried, yes. The idea that they managed to get as far as they did in their events, that basically they did what they have been designed to do, that is bothersome. But, well, what can we do? We must simply move on with things as it is. This ancient will probably awaken. We can only hope that she's in a moderately good mood.
I must suggest, Senor, that you tell the others not to go there. It is most dangerous.
In more ways than one. Now she's awake. If she is awake. If that has happened, then it's area is her domain, her haven, so to speak. But by that same token, if she is awake and aware, there are things that we can do, things we can say. There are steps the prince can take.
It's about this time.
But that's not what you all
texting.
Nah, but that's not what you all came to speak to me about.
No, Senor. He looks at Mortimer.
We've got to do something. I mean, there must be some sort of plan in place to evacuate the city of kindred and kind.
Yeah, I suppose the evacuation might not be necessary just yet.
This is going to be a tremendous masquerade breach if it awakens. A creature like this cannot adapt and fit in or blend into the natural world. This has got to be done very quickly.
I
Perhaps
agree.
like an earthquake warning or a tsunami warning.
I'll be sure to take it to the prince, and we'll see what he decrees.
You seem Ever so calm, senor.
It's, well, terrible things have happened in this city before. I'd almost call it a magnet for the odd and unusual.
I just... you see in the... Oh, go ahead. You rolled?
Self-control. That's all. Just self-control.
Damn, what did I say, man? No, I'm kidding.
Not you. You know, you're making him relive that fact that, you know, there's a Methuselah waking up underground right now as we speak.
Be scared.
It's a matter of how he's going to phrase things. Yeah, oh yeah, he's scared. It's just, you know.
He's doing a very good job with composure.
Yes.
Yes.
Better
Exactly.
than Mortimer and Juan Carlos. Who's just like, ah!
In my head, I'm
Yeah.
but Juan says, in the West where I lived, they spoke of end times for the past few years. Methuselah's rising, so you understand where my fear comes. I thought hearsay, but you never know.
Jacob frowns at that, shakes his head. The possibility is there that it has some great dark meaning, and also the possibility is there that we are just simply unlucky and dealing with one of ours that deemed this a good time to have themselves awaken. You have to remember that from what she says, there was a cult. A cult involved means that there was a plan in place to bring this one back. It may simply be that they decided they wanted to sleep for a few hundred years, for a few thousand years, out of boredom, and be awakened when things seem more interesting. There's just too much that we don't know in this situation, and while, as Mortimer says, the creature probably cannot adapt to the times, some things have not changed. There is still a prince. Unless she intends to wake up and challenge the prince to try to devour him and take over his city, she must acknowledge his rule.
Yes, there is decorum to follow. I understand. As he kind of like bows his head and kind of a little bit shameful for even bringing up the end times things, but just kind of shakes it off and looks back up at you. It feels kind of petty asking you this now after the situation, as he looks at Mortimer and then looks back at Jacob. I was just looking for you for a request to know some kindred locations around the city. I am not familiar with Elysiums or establishments.
Ah, the locations. No problem at all. In fact, hold one moment.
Gracias.
Jacob will whip out a pencil and paper from his pocket, a little notepad. He'll flip over one page, you'll see it has writing on it, and then he'll start writing down the names: Black Orchid, Cellar Bar, Town, Club Deep, which, if I'm not mistaken, is in Uptown.
I think so. I think that's Tremere now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is Tremere now.
Yeah.
The Odyssey Casino, the Looking Glass Cabaret, and
Where's
then
that?
just scrawl at the top. Oh, come now. Surely you've been there once or twice? Partaken of the dancing ladies and their luscious gifts?
Adjust my privilege.
And then he scribbles over the top, downtown. Rips that, hands it over to Juan Carlos.
He grabs it politely. Okay.
Those are the Elysiums. Those are where they are located. The Black Orchid was Ventru, I believe may still be. The Cellar Bar, Nosferatu. Club Deep is now held by the Master of Elysiums, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe he was stated to be Tremere. Odyssey Casino is Mr. Stanhope, our princess. And, well, the Looking Glass Cabaret, of course, our talented and now departed Lady Calliope.
Yes. Although he looks at Mortimer. Isn't Senor Brehan Master Harpies? And
Yes,
he
I'm sorry. Yes, Master of Harpies, yes. I meant Master of Elysiums.
Ah. Oh, good. We have that as well. No problem.
We have most of the stations filled out. We just have a few openings here and there to keep the fellows busy.
Rest assured, Senor, that at least one hound will be toward your door by the coming end of the month, hopefully.
Wonderful one, Carlos. Wonderful. Now, as to the reason why I texted you, Mortimer, as you are harping, is there anything newsworthy you'd like to bring to my attention?
You must forgive me, as he's starting to calm down a little more. I came because... sorry, he must forgive me as he tries to calm himself again.
Take your time.
Are you familiar with Giovanni's situation within the city right now?
Yes, all Primogen were informed via letter. They are persona non grata, and we risk a loss to our status should we be found consorting with them in any fashion.
Alright. Any other... No, that was the main major point that I was to bring up. No other information currently amongst the Harpies has been known besides that Teresi's Call is looking for new hounds, and that my recommendation was for Juan Carlos, since he has proven time and again to be a loyal and honorable member of the Camarilla, and quite skilled with the blade.
Gracias.
How is that friend of yours? Laird is his name? Venture Harpy.
He is currently working with the Harpies and others in order to address the Giovanni situation right now.
Address in what way?
In a way that will ensure that the Camarilla remains in control of the city, and that this is truly a Camarilla city, without violating the Treaty of Vienna, or implicating the Giovanni, or interfering with any of their business.
Of course. I ask because a bit of history lesson, as it were, for the two of you. Under previous leadership, the Orchids, as it were, I know that at least the Lady Iris had beneficial dealings with the Giovanni. I know not how far they extended, but I know that at one point in time the Giovanni had a ghoul At least I suspect he was a ghoul. At least they have a pawn, I will say, settled in the high-ranking police force. It was in response, I believe, to the Black Rose Killer's activities. Do you know if that chorus has been moved upon yet, Mr. Fitzgerald?
Actions are being taken right now. However, they are merely preludes to a mass movement. I believe that in our prince's wisdom he may have suspected that Giovanni may have attempted something like this and took precautions very recently in order to get the clans ready and in a position to reclaim a firm grip on the city.
Well, seeing as how he's nullifying those previous attachments, that is, of course, wise of him. Oh, let me know how these things move, and while the Prince's forces are moving to maintain our security in the masquerade, keep an eye open for any gaps that you think a Toreador's talents could fill. We have to always be aware of where our uses, yes, vigilant of where our uses can best be made, especially if we can do so before someone else does it first.
Juan smiles and he hears the conversation and interjects a bit and me Primogen, I must excuse myself. It is getting pretty early, and the sun, you know what it does.
Yes, of course.
I too must be on my way, but I will stay ever vigilant, my Primogen.
Thank you. And if you see an opportunity, you need not my permission to act upon it. Keep me informed, but if it's something you can do yourself, by all means do so.
Understood.
Even better.
And Jacob will rise. He wasn't really sitting so much as leaning against the wall, but he'll straighten himself up, move towards the door, and pull it open to see the other two out. As it is his haven, he's showing them the proper courtesy.
Nice. Juan would move out first.
Mm-hmm.
Again, bowing to him.
Mortimer would...
Pleasant rest, you two.
Yes. Thank you. And Juan Carlos and Mortimer would head back out into the city.
My friend, I see the taxi is gone. Are you walking?
I think I'll signal another taxi. I think we have enough time, he says, as he sort of has a long, like, 1,000-yard stare going on right now.
Stay safe, Mortimer, and do not do anything crazy.
I will do my best.
Muy bien, as he pats you on the back. And he kind of wanders off, down a ways and into an alley.
Mortimer will hail a taxi and head back to the Lord and Lady, the place he is currently staying. Although, in his dread, he cannot tell whether or not the pounding in his own head right now from fear is of his own, or if it is some twisted, tainted heartbeat sounding from deep beneath Musaran.
Once they've departed, Jacob is going to make his way back inside. He'll head upstairs and begin to write notes again. Write notes and also send out messages. He focuses on putting together what is always been in necessary steps to move what he holds in this building and down below inside its safe to another place should he leave the city. A possibility showing more prospect every day that passes, and sending out a brief text message to the phone number of one Lysander Eudocia, simply to inquire as to what that being has been up to these past nights since his disappearance. Jacob, too, will make his way into the still warded bedroom and disturbingly safe behind Tremere magic of all things. He will lay down for the morning, and there the scene will end.